Yo. We're going to start this early. Welcome to the show. I'm your man, Smitty, and you're watching the Fantasy Football Show live. I've got my boy Rob from Fantasy Football State of Mind joining here shortly. We'll do probably a little manual mock draft with you. Maybe we'll do a mock draft with all of you, but we're going to do like a manual style marker board breaking down the 2021 rookie players. And or not, no, we're actually do we might do a rookie mock draft and a vet mock draft. So don't go anywhere if mock drafts are your thing. Let's punch the intro, get into the news, and then get Robbie Boy.
Live from Smitty1.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Yo, welcome to the show. Alex, my man, saying Swift's a bust. Man, I've been saying it for a while. Ironic news breaks after I post my video late last night about DeAndre Swift being one of the biggest busts in 2021. One of my biggest avoids. So much so that I'm doing a, you know how I did a no Todd Gurley 10,000 times. I will be doing a no DeAndre Swift video. But news came out today, ironically, right after I posted that video last night, that Todd Gurley is visiting with the Detroit Lions, which, you know, Todd Gurley, I don't know how much of a threat he will be, but it's proof that the Lions don't know what the hell they're doing when it comes to their running back. They have no clue. And let me get these pieces of news on screen here, and we will go ahead and talk about him. Not a whole lot of news today. DeAndre Swift news. There's also some news here on, let's see here if I can get this on screen. I might have to send it to myself another way. We'll try it that way. We're doing it live. So we have some news in regards to Julio Jones. Let me drag these over, and then I can pull them on the screen here. Jeff Wilson. You know he got hurt. Todd Gurley. All right, let's kick it off with the Todd Gurley news. Todd Gurley visiting with the Lions, as I just mentioned. Now, the interesting part about Todd Gurley is that, you know, he doesn't have much left in the tank probably, but the fact that they're bringing him in at all for a visit shows that the Detroit Lions don't have any faith in Swift, you know, to the degree people think they have faith in. They continuously screw up the running back position year after year. This coaching staff dismantled the entire team. They trade Stafford, bring in Goff, which is horrible for Hawkinson. Hawkinson was one of my biggest breakouts of 2021, so I don't want to hear anybody saying, oh, you hate Hawkinson. Nobody liked Hawk more than I did. Hawkinson's my boy. Nobody likes Hawkinson more than Smith. Nobody liked the Hawkinson more than thy Smitty. You hear me? Hawkinson was absolutely bonkers in 2020 on my top 12 bold predictions. 2 of the top 12 bold predictions were tight ends. One of them was Darren the Baller Waller. The other one was TJ mother freaking Hawkinson. And boy, did he bring it in 2020. And I couldn't have been more ecstatic for the Hawkness monster to unleash the dragon.
Release the dragon.
In 2020. That's what the Hawkness monster did. He dropped it. But changing quarterbacks is never good. Going from Stafford to Goff is not good. I'm staying clear at the asking price. I'm going after my boy Bobby Boy Tunyon in the 80s and 90s. Give me Bobby Boy Tunyon. 11 TDs, number 4 overall for tight ends in 2021. But people are doubting Bobby Boy for some reason. I don't know why. But I will say that the Lions have not had a good running. Actually, let's just, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but here was the video I posted last night. Right in front of your face are two players I don't go near in 2021 fantasy football. I'm going to tell you why to stay away from DAndre Swift and Deontay
Johnson
why I won't touch either player in 2021. The fantasy football show
begins now.
This is the when we start kicking off early mock drafting like we recklessly do every single offseason. DAndre Swift was going at number 13 or 14 overall. People drafting Akers and Swift back probably find. Out of just 12 bold predictions I produce every year. Maybe it can, but is it all three down? Here's where I'm going to inject the video just to talk about one thing for you, because this news broke before today's news broke, which was that Todd Gurley would be paying a little visit, and now, so you have Todd Gurley now, but you had this earlier.
Live from Smitty1.
Right in front of your face are DAndre. Now, they know DAndre 10,000 times every year. Men are run back, gonna get broken. I'll just back. Lynn said,
My A-backs are normally my bigger backs.
They can run between the tackles. Block probably a little better than the B-back. Swift. They can run the perimeter. I can leave those guys in there for all three downs. Why do you... I think most of you have probably seen the video, but I dropped it last night. And it essentially has the offensive coordinator saying... Is my music there? Offensive coordinator of the Lions saying that he has an A-back and a B-back, and that Williams is his A-back, a guy he thinks he can keep in the lineup 3 downs, and then Swift is his speed guy, his B-back. Now he's going to bring in Todd Gurley for a look-see and see how that goes. Why is anybody still defending? Like, I still have a few haters in the comments of the video. I don't expect everybody to agree, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. I could be wrong, but what I'm just asking in general, what is the rationale for defending Swift? Is it just the talent? Is it just people that own him in an existing dynasty league and they don't want to admit that it's going downhill? I just want to know what it is that's making people not just say, I kind of like him, I might disagree with you on that, I see your point. What makes people go, Smitty, you are dead wrong, you're going to pay, you will see, I hope you don't delete this video, was one of the comments. I hope you don't delete this video because I couldn't think of 2 worse takes ever, or something like that, paraphrasing. I don't understand. I don't understand what the appeal is in DAndre Swift at all. Historically, this will not work. This will not work out. Just historically. I'm not saying that trends aren't made to be broken. I'm not saying that eventually Detroit won't have some kind of breakout running back and running game in time. It will eventually happen. It will. It will eventually happen. But for anybody expecting the trend of screwing up running backs, not having a good running back since Barry Sanders, if people truly believe that the year that turns around is the year that the Lions send Stafford away, let Golladay go elsewhere, not that they had a ton of control, but they don't retain Golladay, and they're bringing in potentially Gurley. They love Williams. He's the A-back. The A-back, and Swift is the B-back. This is the year that you're predicting that it all turns around and the running back emerges during all of this? I don't understand. I don't understand at all. Like, especially after the news Gurley visiting today, on top of what I reported on yesterday in the video. How can you defend Swift? I don't get it. How can you defend Swift? They don't believe, like, this is the same song and dance that we did last year with Miles Sanders. How can you not like Miles Sanders, Smitty? They are going to use him. Why would they not use Miles Sanders? Why are you asking me that question? Ask Doug Peterson that question. They didn't use Miles Sanders at all compared to what they should have. Logic doesn't enter the chat always, people. But people are just adamant about sticking with Swift. I think it's dynasty owners. It has to be. Uber talent still can be PPR back. I was still a believer in him up until the Gurley news. Guys showed 3-down potential in college. Yeah, it does, but that's like part of the equation. A small piece of it. If you divide it into like 5 different components, you had talent, you had coaching, you had environment, you had all kinds of competition, you had injury risk. All of those things are lined up. All of them are bad. All of them are red flagged galore, except for maybe talent. He has talent. Ian says people aren't drafting Swift to be a top 10 running back. They are drafting him to be a late second or early third. That's too early, bro. That's too early when you have the coaching staff talking about him as the B back. Not even the A back, the B back, and you're going to spend a second round pick on DAndre Swift when you're staring Calvin Ridley, AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson. One of those guys, maybe AJ Brown goes at 14 in one draft and 18 in another. I can't guarantee every single one of those players will be sitting there in your draft around that range, but one of them will be. Ridley will be there or Jefferson will be there. Najee Harris will be there potentially in some leagues. How on earth is anybody drafting or even contemplating drafting DAndre Swift over Najee Harris in 2021? Head scratching beyond belief. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand it. Talent doesn't do anything when your situation blows goats. I don't know what to tell you. Gibson over Swift. Absolutely. Like, this, not even like this is take a lap worthy, bro. Come on, Nicholas. Of course. Gibson's a second round pick. All right, let's get Rob in here.
Yo.
Rob, I'm sorry. I'm just ranting a little bit. So I dropped a video. Everybody that doesn't know, this is Rob, Fantasy Football State of Mind on Instagram. I'll put your handle up in a second. Last night I dropped a video. 2 biggest busts of 2021 outside of the top 25. DAndre Swift. Ironically, the Gurley news breaks today, but I dropped the video last night talking about offensive coordinator Lynn speaking to the fact that Swift's the B back and Williams is the A back. You know, the constant disappointment in Detroit, the trading away of Stafford, Golladay not returning, offense looking like garbage, won't be able to move the chains, won't be in the red zone. A lot of people laughing about someone predicting more than 2 wins for him in 2020. Like, there's a whole lot of like, yo, they won't even win 2 games. Everyone's like predicting complete collapse for this team. And you could say, oh, PPR work. You could say, oh, they're down, they'll throw a lot to them or whatever. But if you can't move the chains, it doesn't matter. You know, if you're 3 and out half the time, even in the third and fourth quarter. And then the Gurley news today, I still have people coming at my neck for, you're going to be wrong about this one. You're going to pay. Tell me your thoughts on DAndre Swift. Did today's news change anything, or have you already been off Swift, or do you feel like you're still on board at second to third round value, which is where he's going?
Well, the fortunate news is that his ADP is going to start to drop. So I think both you and I are reasonable analysts. When the value's there, it's fine. But if Swift stays at his current end of the second round, early third round ADP, there's no way that you can. I wouldn't touch him, man. This is going to be a terrible team. Jared Goff under center. As you mentioned, I don't see this team winning more than 3 games tops. So I really don't want to have anything in my starting lineup with that sort of, volatility. So I'm a big pass for sure.
Yeah, and Nicholas brought up Gibson over Swift. Absolutely. Gibson's like a mid-second round pick, potentially, higher if you wanted. But Swift, I won't even draft Swift in the third round at all. Like, I could tell you right now definitively, I don't care who's on the board. I know I've done enough mock drafts to know that in the third round, I will find a guy I like way more than Swift. And so I've been that way for a while. This news even more so means that, but that has been a very unpopular opinion. Like, you won't touch him in the 3rd round at all? Like, no, I won't. I probably wouldn't even draft him in the 4th round. Like, I don't want Swift at all. Swift is the B-back. Who wants the B-back? When
let's name game.
Name
Swift
it.
Or all right, here we go. Pulling up some rankings here. Let's go Swift or Miles Sanders.
These are like 2 of my biggest avoids.
Stump Smitty.
It's almost an equal type of avoid situation because I'd probably go Miles Sanders, but you probably have Gainwell coming in to take a bunch of PPR work. So Swift is very, very much at risk of losing. Miles Sanders of losing PPR work. You have Swift very much in line to lose a lot of work to the A-back, which is Williams. So I'm gonna say I can't in good conscience tell you I like one a ton over the other, but I'd probably go Sanders. What about you?
I'm going Miles Sanders there, and I actually don't think it's close. I do think Miles Sanders' workload gets a little bit. Obviously, it's not going to be. He's not a workhorse. I think one of the things that we learned last year is that Miles Sanders is not going to be a 20 touch a game guy. But do I think that he's going to be a 12 to 15 touch guy? And do I think that brings RB2 value? I do, especially if Jalen Hurts is a running quarterback, because we did see in instances when Jalen Hurts was a starting quarterback, Miles Sanders directly thrived. And there was a correlation. So for me, it's Sanders, and it's not close.
The worry I have with Sanders, like, because I agree with you, like, he's the better option. But the thing that I worry about with Sanders is that you bring in Sirianni, who I thought was going to bring a different, like, feel to the team, a different support level for the players. And when you have, like, just watching how they've handled Jalen Hurts, man. And we talk about this a lot with, like, the other rookies, like Trey Lance on my 49er shows that I do. If you get Trey Lance into the lineup, you don't look back. You know, you support him.
Right.
You make sure Jalen Hurts entered the lineup. Like, the new coaching staff should have came in and said, look, they jacked this all up. We're here. Hurts is our guy. I'm going to make a public statement. We're backing Hurts. He's the future of this franchise. He looks like a beast. We love his ability. But no, they come out with an attitude of, well, you know, no one's got a job, you know, the job locked down now. Why would you mess with a quarterback's confidence level? Like, so this worries me about, okay, if they mismanage that situation that clear as day needed to be handled a certain way and they didn't do it, what makes me think they're going to do anything different with the running back situation? I have, like, zero confidence right now in the coaching staff, this new coaching staff, that I don't know that it's any better than Peterson's approach. I do feel like drafting Devontae Smith was a good sign that there's a little more competency this year heading into the season, because they didn't jack that up and draft like Bateman or somebody instead of Devontae Smith. But what are your thoughts with this staff? You're an Eagles fan. So, like,
I'm an Eagle fan, so I'm really plugged into kind of the day-to-day and then the practice situations. And there's validity to the point that you made, where we would hope that Sirianni had a little bit more back when talking about Jalen Hurts. But what has happened as a result of that is Jalen Hurts has been a guy that's been the first guy in the room and the last one out. Not only has the coaching staff rallied around him, but every single player that is part of the Philadelphia Eagles is 100% on board.
100%. They were last year in the locker room.
That's where now it's tripled down. In addition to that, they have a healthy Lane Johnson coming back. They get Brandon Brooks back at right guard, who is arguably one of the best right guards in all of the NFL. They have a Pro Bowler in center in Jason Kelsey. Could be a pretty efficient offense, all things considered. And now that they actually have a threat at receiver, I do think that this is actually going to be it favors Miles Sanders in a big way. And right now, again, we talked about it before, Miles Sanders at the end of the 3rd round, I'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah, I didn't like him at 14 last year. I used one of my biggest avoids, man. And he certainly disappointed. He certainly did not bring 14 overall value or anything close to it. No. I told you, I believe on another live, maybe on IG, that him dropping an entire round or round and a half makes him a lot more inviting to draft in 2021. But the Gainwell drafting did concern me. It has made me pump the brakes again a little bit in the early third round. I wouldn't hesitate if I was in a running back bind, like if I went wide receiver, and then I'm looking at my top 2 running backs being Sanders and Clyde Edwards-Helaire or something like that. I would be okay with that. Like I would go that route in a wide receiver approach. But, you know, it'd have to be a special set of circumstances for me to like pass on a few players that I think could be in the third round that I think I like a little bit better. Give me another name game with Swift though.
Well, let me ask you this, Smitty. Did I sway you a little bit more in securing Miles Sanders before Swift, or do you still?
I mean, a little bit. I do feel like the players have never been a problem. Like they've supported Jalen Hurts. They want to win. The locker room was divided not because they wanted Hurts or Wentz. It was because they were from what I heard, upset at the way that whole Hurts thing was handled. And remember when I told you they were going to fire Peterson, and you said there's no way they're firing a coach that was so closely in a Super Bowl appearance. You created such a problem like that, you got to make a move. But why do they bring in a guy that I believe isn't as supportive as they need to? I don't know. We'll see what Sirianni can do. Maybe he changes my mind. But I love Devontae Smith, bro. And I'm hoping to God he doesn't get ruined in Philly. I think with Hurts there, they should be able to figure it out, get him the football. Devontae Smith is possibly a top 5 to 6 to 7 overall wide receiver in a year and a half from today, in my opinion. I love Devontae Smith.
There's literally no competition for targets.
Yeah.
There's going to be no more Zach Ertz. If you look at the receiving core, we're looking at Travis Fulgham, Greg Ward. I mean, there's not a lot there. So I think, usually we have to wait a little bit for these rookies to pan out. But I think Devonta Smith is going to have top 25 value as a rookie just based off of default target volume.
What do you think about this one? David Montgomery. I like David Montgomery by a mile over DeAndre Swift.
This isn't even close. Especially
like that. This isn't even the same tier.
Yeah, So I would, although a year ago I would view them pretty similar, but now I think the situation's changed.
I don't love that Nagy's going to be the play caller in 2021. That gives me nightmares. But I think David Montgomery, easy schedule or not last year, dropped number 4 overall running back numbers. So he's getting mad disrespected into a very safe draft range in like the 3rd to 4th round range. Give me this is why I said I can't envision myself drafting Swift in even the top 4 rounds, which is going to make so many Swift owners mad. They're going to come for my neck. And it's because Montgomery's are there. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is there. Give me any one of those guys that are most likely going to be available to me over Swift, all the time.
How about Chris Carson?
Oh, God. You keep throwing at these players I don't like on purpose, don't you? They leaned on.
I got a list in front of me, and they're kind of in their own tier. So, I'm gonna throw out Chris Carson. I'm gonna throw out Josh Jacobs. I'm gonna throw out J.K. Dobbins. Are you
J.K. by a mile. The other ones, like you could make arguments, because I don't like any of those guys. So, but you talk about J.K. Dobbins. Look, if I had to pinpoint a player that had the type of risky feel that in hindsight Drake had last year, and I was a big advocate of Drake. I missed on Drake pretty hardcore, even though he did play like rather well in certain places of his game. Arizona just mismanaged it and didn't use him the right way, but I didn't see that one coming, so that's on me. If there's a player that has like that upside feel, because Drake had the upside, it's JK. JK has a mix of big risk, big reward. He's either going to lose you your league or win you your league. And that's just the way it is. Like, you have to be a dice roller if you're going to go JK. But JK crushes Swift. JK's deserving of late second round value. Swift I won't draft in the top 4 rounds.
So you're that high on JK?
I'm saying he's worthy of that conversation. I don't take him in the second round. I think it's still too high risk, high reward for me. I want to get that risk down to like medium risk. You'll never get it down to low risk because people are going to take him before he turns into a low risk player. So if I can get him in the 3rd round, I feel like that's a really good top 5 running back potential option. And if he doesn't deliver top 5 running back numbers, if Gus Edwards gets more run than we want, if they just mismanage the situation, which they totally could, that's why it has that Drake feeling, then you probably still get a lot of your value back at 3rd round value because he's got top 5 to 10 running back appeal. So JK by a mile over Swift. Like, it's not even close.
If Gus Edwards weren't part of the equation, we may be talking about J.K. Dobbins as a top 12 overall player.
Yeah,
because the Baltimore Ravens as an offense were number 1 in rush attempts, number 1 in rushing yards per game, number 1 in total rushes. There isn't a better run efficient team than the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of that has to comes back on the back of Lamar Jackson, but
yeah.
It kind of, the proof is there. So I'm with you on JK. And I feel like he's falling at the end of the 3rd round in a lot of mock drafts that I'm doing, man. So for me, for the first time in years, it feels like the end of the 3rd round has a really good core of running backs that I've never seen before, where it's like you can get Clyde, you can get J.K. Dobbins, you can get a Miles Sanders to complement your RB1.
Let's do this. Let's mock draft. Or maybe we don't mock draft. Maybe we just let me get this out of your face here. Okay, so
why don't? Oh wait, are you gonna whiteboard it?
Let's just do running back rankings first. So let's go off of these are 2021 running backs, and we'll do redraft.
Beautiful. Honestly, I'm going to close my fridge. My dog is in the fridge. Hang on.
Your dog is in the fridge. That doesn't sound good. Dobbins sucks. Top 12. Yikes. Wow, Kenny. Don't hold back. I'm not a big fan of Swift, but damn, the hate is real. It's not hate. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know how. I honestly am asking a Swift believer, and I think, Ian, you are, based on your comments, to defend it other than the guy's got talent. Like, what makes you believe? Like, give me some positives. I'm not trying to rip on you or go at you, bro. You're my boy, Ian. I've got nothing but love for you. But I want to know, like, give me a real argument in favor of Swift besides he's got a lot of talent, because that doesn't matter when you're looking at all the obstacles he's looking at. Okay, so I think I can write this in without asking you. Well, CMC, number 1 running back, right? Do you have any arguments there?
I have Dalvin Cook as my number 1. I may be the only person. Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad. I'm trying to think. Let's just keep CMC there, but I'll give you Cook at number 2.
I appreciate it.
And maybe we'll rotate here, and if we have a huge problem on the way down to Swift, we'll debate it and stuff. So like, you take Cook here. 3, I'm gonna go Kamara, unless you have a huge problem with that.
For me, it's Saquon, but I don't really. It's the same for me.
Kamara. Wow, we have not big differences, but differences already. But we'll go Barkley here.
Yep.
I'm gonna go JT number 5. Do you have a problem with that?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I do have. For me, this comes down to Derrick Henry, and just kind of like the safety of Derrick Henry.
Okay. But, well, that works, because then you get the next pick. So we'll go Henry. If you don't object to JT there. I'm not a huge Henry believer this year, but I think at this value, that you're building in some risk. I think where it gets crazy is when people start going there for Henry.
Yep.
But I'll leave this one for you. So this is Rob.
We agree.
Smitty, Rob, Smitty, Rob, Smitty. Okay. So now it's going to get kind of interesting. Number 7 overall. Is this your pick or my pick? It's my pick.
Yours.
This is redraft. So I'm probably going to go. Wow, this is where it gets tough. This is where it gets really, really tough. You got Elliott, you got Gibson, you got Aaron Jones, you've got Chubb.
Yep.
I think I'm going to go Gibson here. Do you object to that?
Oof, strong objections.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you not like Gibson here?
I mean, I like Gibson, but I would think that the stars would have to align completely for him to finish as the seventh best running back in fantasy football.
I think he can. I think he can. But give me your. What about Aaron Jones? You okay with Aaron Jones here?
Yeah, and again,
Okay.
that is all predicated on Aaron Rodgers, right? So
Let's put Aaron Jones here for now.
yeah.
Because I want this to be kind of a consensus here. Number 8, who you got?
I'm
gonna guess Chubb.
I got Zeke, man. I mean, like with Dak Prescott, Zeke is just a different player. So as long as you can project that Dak is going to be a quarterback for 16 plus games, then for me, I have Zeke ahead of JT, which is crazy. But do you want to put Gibson next?
I think so. Unless you object to that early, we got Chubb. You can go Chubb next, or
That's who I got.
okay. Let's go. We'll go Chubb Gibson. We'll stick with a consensus here. I don't mind Chubb here, especially if you if you're getting him as the 9th ranked running back, that means you're getting him like well into the second round, which wouldn't probably happen. So I'm okay with this value. And then we'll go Gibson number 10. I think Gibson has a real shot at being a top 5 to 6 running back in 2021. So I'm totally fine with anybody taking a game.
I got a question for you, man. Like, where do you have Najee Harris?
Next.
Beautiful. I have Najee ahead of Gibson.
I'm okay with that. Let's do that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I love Harris.
I'm surprised to find that a lot of people don't. I'm like,
I don't know. I don't know why. So we'll go Gibson here.
Yeah, that works a whole lot better for me.
Okay, so then we'll go number 12. Number 12. We've got still on the board. We went Zeke, right? So we got Zeke. Which my biggest problem so far, I believe, is probably this one. It's not that I don't love Zeke, but I feel like Harris and Gibson are safer than Zeke. I just do.
Really?
Yeah. I if I had Pollard, I feel okay, but I'd rather have Pollard in one of these guys. But I still buy him in like 1 or 2 leagues, but I'm not like super, sold on taking a risk in multiple leagues on Zeke. I just feel like there's a lot to be worried about. And it just, so we got Eckler, we've got Cam Akers. People are going to get upset if Cam doesn't go soon. Eckler, Cam, who you like here?
I think Cam Akers makes the most sense. I think both you and I are in agreement that, we're pumping the brakes a little bit on the Akers side of things, but honestly, I guess I'm a little bit higher on Clyde Edwards-Helaire than most because I have him as 12.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's move Clyde.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. I'm fine with that. So Akers, Eckler. So hold on. This is gonna piss people off. Akers at 13.
Yeah, Clyde at 12. It's gonna be tough.
I like Clyde.
Yeah, so do I. I just think another year in that offense is going to be extremely beneficial for him. I think it was a complex offense for him to get a grip on, especially with the pandemic and everything going on last year. So I think Clyde's in for a good year, and I love pulling him in the 3rd round in the back of the 3rd this year.
My favorite value so far, guys that can I think way outperform these draft slots are. I think even JT's got a little bit of appeal to extremely outperform because he could be number 2 or number 3. So I'm going to do a little dotted line under there. But I think, I think CEH, Harris, and Gibson are my favorite 3 running backs from this list right here that are just like super value grabs.
To be honest, my only concern with Gibson is his lack of PPR production. He only caught 36 passes, 247 receiving yards, and there's a limitation when you're talking about a ceiling of a player when they're not as heavily involved in the passing game. So, that's my only thing. You
do have what to look at though in terms of that offense last year, that passing offense. You know what I mean? Like you had a carousel of crap, and then now you get Fitzmagic in there, and I think they'll have a little bit more consistency, and I think maybe he can take a big step forward. He's a very very solid all-around running back, like very very Kamara-like in terms of potential production.
What are your thoughts? I mean, J.D. McKissick had himself an absolute year from a PPR standpoint, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a threat. Now we're getting into the range where most people are going to be like Swift. And this is where I have a slew of running backs that are going to go ahead of him. You know, from Montgomery to J.K. I kind of feel like J.K.'s pretty good here. Did we miss anybody big? I just want to make sure we don't screw this up. We got...
Joe, I mean, here's the Austin Eckler, Joe Mixon, J.K. Dobbins. I don't think we missed anybody of high profile.
I'm thinking
Aaron Jones.
We got Jones, didn't we? Yeah, number 7.
Okay, cool.
I'm kind of thinking J.K. here myself.
Yeah.
And this would put him at near third round value if you encompass a quarterback, two tight ends potentially, 6 wide receivers at least, and that puts J.K. probably 15th running back in the top of the third, I'd imagine.
I think him and Joe Mixon make a debate for the 15th slot. What are your thoughts on Joe Mixon this year?
I like him more, but that's because he like Miles Sanders is falling into the third round. I think if Mixon climbs into the second, I'm completely out as much as I'm out on Swift. I mean, 2 years in a row, the dude's busted, and people are like shocked that I still have question marks about it. It's like I get if you're like, hey, things will be different. I like him. I understand but people come for your neck. They're like, Mixon, how can you not like me? Like exactly the same reason as last year. But they're going to move the football down the field. Jamar Chase will stretch the field. Quick release is the key to everything for Joe Burrow. He was in the bottom 2 or 3 in the league in completion percentage when he got rid of the football after 4 seconds. But when he got rid of it at 2 seconds or less, he was in the top 5. So Jamar Chase, some offensive line work that they're doing, and a more room to run for Mixon, which will then give and a take with the offense. It'll go back and forth. It'll cascade into the entire operation there. So you're going to have much improved everything, much improved run, much improved pass. Burrow will be much improved. Defense will be actually improved, and the Bengals will be a surprise this year, in my opinion. So I'm okay with Mixon here. I have guys like, let's see here. I probably would say I still have Montgomery above Mixon myself, but if you object to that, I'll put Mixon here for you.
Yep.
Yep. He says yes. Please put Mixon there. 17. I'm going to go Montgomery then.
Yep.
18. I'm sure you're thinking Miles Sanders here. You've got.
Yeah. You get Chris Carson here. You get the Miles Sanders. You get the Swift argument now. You get Josh Jacobs. So for me, it's Miles Sanders. I think 18 is where he finished last year, if I'm not mistaken, and that's with everything going wrong.
Okay, so now we have what about Kareem Hunt? Outscored Nick Chubb last year.
Did he?
In some formats, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
But hold on, let me check. Let me double check that.
Because I feel like even with the missed games for Chubb, I still think he finished as RB1, but I might be tripping.
It might depend on the scoring. Let me pull it up. So, stats 2020. I could be wrong on it.
Here we go. Nick Chubb finishes. Oh no, yeah, you're right.
Yep. Number 10, Kareem Hunt. Number 11, Nick Chubb. I get it. He missed games, but that's part of the Nick Chubb package, right? I think,
right. And simply being the point that you make there is the fact that you took Chubb 4 rounds prior.
Right.
And they finished one spot.
Right. And I'm not trying to compare them here. I'm just saying 19 overall, like as a value. I like Chubb more than Swift. Like that might not be popular, but I don't even hesitate.
Yeah.
He's number 10 last year.
I feel that, man. So for me personally, I would prefer Chris Carson here, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Okay.
Kareem Hunt, it's fine.
Hunt. Let's see. Over. Are we missing anybody? I feel like we're missing.
Hunt 19, Carson 20.
Oh.
Why are you so low on Chris Carson, dude?
You what?
Why are you so low on Chris Carson?
disappoints you every year.
Does he though?
What did he finish last year?
I mean, on a points per game basis, when he starts, he's efficient. And as
He was
long as you're not,
he was 19 last year. That's right where we're at. Let's look at 2020 or 2019.
Oh, he had a good year, 2019.
You what?
He had a good year, 2019.
I just want to see where he ranked. He was 12.
Chris Carson. Yeah.
I'm okay with him here.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, I don't think I'm hating that much. I mean, these are still good running backs. These are, I think, arguable over Carson. 21. So this is where it's going to get crazy because I still like, this is going to make a lot of Swift owners angry, but I like Michael Carter over Swift, and he's a rookie. I don't care. He has no competition. He's going to develop rapport with Wilson from the jump. He's going to be a good PPR guy. I'd rather have Carson or Carter right here.
I don't know about that. They're two very similar dumpster fires, right? It's like the New York Jets and the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, but they're not. They have like a revamped team coming out of the draft. You know, like it's an entirely different, setup now. Like this is not.
I have Josh Jacobs here just because there. At least we have some clarity.
This is where it gets bad. You talk about Jacobs. You're talking about guys like Swift. This is where it gets pretty crazy because you could make arguments. This is where people get mad. This is where people are like, "How can you not like my guy that I like?"
Right.
Like you can't make an argument of Carter over somebody, or somebody might say, "You know what? I think ETN is going to come out the gate on fire." And I don't care what anybody says. Like you have the right in this country to feel the way you want to feel about ETN. If you want ETN right here, I'm not mad at anybody.
See, I got Josh Jacobs here just because I do feel that he's going to be a 1,000-yard rusher.
I think this is where we can't even do a consensus anymore. But right here is where, like, you could, if I could see a lot of people saying Swift has to go here, but I'm still like in a redraft state of mind. Are you at all thinking, no pun intended, state of mind? Are you at all thinking that Mike Davis is worth this spot in a redraft setting?
It wouldn't be crazy. I think there's a lot of value with Mike Davis, especially because he's the guy that goes in like the 5th or 6th round in most cases, sometimes even later. So if Mike Davis finishes in the top 20, I wouldn't be shocked by any stretch. Do I feel like he belongs there when we're ranking? Not right now. I still have Josh Jacobs here.
Yeah, you said that
pretty firmly.
What about Gaskin? What about there are a number of players that are worth mentioning. James Robinson, some people still believe in because they do truly believe that that they're going to use ETN as a wide receiver only or primarily, which is weird to me that's still being talked about. I could see them wanting to get ETN involved right away by being on the field, but then eventually him taking over, like being a Antonio Gibson. But James Robinson, I mean, in a redraft, I feel like he's on borrowed time, but in a redraft, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I guess we're in limbo here, but Swift does make sense here. At least from just. But
even if he does, I mean, I still have a couple running backs I like over him, but this puts him, like, if you factor in, how many wide receivers do you think would go at this point in a draft? Equal amount.
Yeah.
And then
maybe a little bit less, just because running backs do tend to fly a little bit faster.
Yeah. So let's put 20 plus. So 35, we'll say 35, 36 total players at this point. Add in another quarterback or two. So 38, add in 2 or 3 tight ends. That's 41, 42, 43 overall is where Swift at the earliest should be going in my mind. And yet there's conversations about him in the top 24 to 32. We're almost in like heading towards 50 overall. You know, we're at 43 to 50 is where I think Swift is going. If we kept going and fought to get Swift placed in here, it'd be between 43 overall and 48 7 overall, I'd say. That's
I
really
feel
far down from his ADP.
Well, Smitty, the truthers will lean on this. Looking at the back half of that list, if you're just drafting from a talent perspective, is Swift more talented than the right side of that graph there?
I think talent-wise,
I think if it was talent-based, I would put him right behind Akers.
I would say he's more talented than Carson. I'd say Hunt is easily as talented. I could put them as equals. Like Hunt's really good. People are judging Hunt because he's sharing carries. If he wasn't sharing carries, he was so good in KC.
He's a great football player.
I think Swift is equal talent to Sanders. I think probably more talented than Monty, but Monty gets the volume. Probably Mixon. There's been talk about Mixon being a top 5 to 10 running back talent for a while. It's just he hasn't been able to do it. JK, I think the talent's more than Swift, but I could see somebody arguing it. Eckler is super talented. I don't think any of these guys get overtaken. I think maybe right here, talent wise, this is where I would put Swift if he was in a good situation. Like I would put him there. So yeah, it's a good point. Good to bring up to let people know that it's not that I hate his talent. His situation's garbage.
Yep, situation dictates fantasy a lot. So,
yeah, I mean, it can sometimes a good running back can overcome a bad situation. Look at Barry Sanders versus Emmitt Smith. I mean, there's no better example in the history of fantasy football or in the NFL of a bad situation and a player doing, arguably better than a player like Emmitt, who was one of the best, running backs of all time statistically, but was he really better than Barry Sanders physically? Like, no one's going to, anybody who knows football is going to say no. No, it was a system, but that system produced, these running back stats, so Emmitt deserves his respect, but talent-wise, so I don't think Swift can, and ironically, Swift is in Detroit, but I don't think Swift can get out of this with his talent. Like, it would take Barry Sanders to deliver in this environment, and it would be a tall order for him, but he would do it. He'd bring it. Let's do a mock draft on here. I would say, I mean, we could do one. The only problem with the split screen is I guess we could go full screen on a mock draft if you wanted. Do you want to do an actual mock draft?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna queue up Sleeper or?
Yeah. Let me get the iPad here.
Okay.
And
let's queue it up. Do you want to draft as a collective unit and kind of explain our thought process, or do you want to draft separately?
We can draft with people and just comment on the different selections that everybody's making.
Do it.
All right, let me just create a draft here. What spot? Actually, I'll send you the link. How do you want me to send you the link?
Ooh, good point. Actually, I have my laptop pulled up here, so you can kind of just give me the domain or the draft room. I'll just queue in.
Okay. What spot are you going to take?
Just give me something. Give me the 8th spot. Something that I typically get. I don't know why. I never get a top 3 pick. I'm always like freaking 8 through 12. It drives me crazy.
Well, I won't take the 8th spot. I'll take one far away from you.
Yeah, I think we let's play out both scenarios.
Are we doing Dynasty or redraft?
No. It's just a redraft. I feel like the majority. I know you speak a lot about Dynasty. I feel like the majority of people are more redraft oriented.
Redraft PPR. I'm not going to go. Let's do multiple. Let's do 2 drafts of 5 rounds.
Deal.
That way we can get more people involved here. So copy draft link. Let me go ahead and share my screen.
All right. What you got there, Smitty?
Okay. And let me zoom in a tad here. Hold on. And then I'll send this link out to all you guys, and you can fight for a spot.
Let me get it first, though.
Okay, so I'm going to send you the link. Can I text it to you?
Yeah, I think that'll
Then you can
work.
just type it in. Okay.
Yeah. If I exit out of here, do I get booted?
I don't know.
Okay.
You should be fine. All right, so here comes the text. I'm going to give you the link.
Wait, I could copy that. No, that is way too many numbers. Never mind.
Yeah. All right, here you go. Hold on.
So for YouTube, do you just put it in the?
Yeah,
box here
I'm
or
trying
something?
to. I'm gonna have to do this real quick. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. I wasn't gonna do this an actual draft. I was gonna do a mock draft on the board, so I wasn't prepared for this. So my bad. Let me go ahead and send you a text with this on here. And
It's all good, man. Like, why don't we just run a mock draft and kind of just walk through it? I mean, you could just pull it up on your screen if you want.
The people want to mock, so
People want to mock. Let's give them what the people want.
We'll do. Maybe we'll do both.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Did you text it over yet?
it's not. Trying to find the one that I sent. I think it's this one right here. So I'm going to send you it right now. This is the link.
Cool.
Hey, thumbs up while you're waiting there, people.
Still no text.
There, try it now. Once you jump in, I'll drop the link in YouTube.
Beautiful.
You get it? According to Fantasy Pros, Joe Mixon is rated. What is this? Mixon's rated Tier 3 along with Chubb, Swift, Gibson, Harris, and Clyde. I will take Harris or Gibson all day. I love Harris this year. So does State of Mind. He even said that a couple times. Did you get it, Rob? Oh, now we lost the audio. Click the go out and come back in to the yeah, there we go. Little technical difficulties for you mock drafters out there, but I want to make sure we mock because I know that's what you guys want to do. So we'll go ahead and we'll stay the course. I know it's been taking a little time. I'm taking the 3 spot. I'm going to drop the link in the chat if you want to join this mock draft. I'm just waiting for Rob to grab his spot first before I send out the link. Deontay is not a bust. Stay focused. Deontay is a bust in my mind. But you can think what you want. It's quite all right.
Hey, Smitty, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the 10th pick.
Okay. Shoot, I don't see you. Maybe it's a different mock. You're on the 10th pick?
Yeah.
What the hell?
So the last 4 digits of this draft board is 6032. Which is the one?
There we go.
Cool. All right, now we're on.
Okay, now we're good. Let me post this in This will be, if you guys want to manually type it in, this is the draft, but I'm going to go ahead and, is it my stupid, I believe that's the draft. We'll see if I type that in right.
Yeah, the last digit's 6032.
So go ahead and join that draft, people. So we'll see if I typed it in right in a second. Yep, I typed it in right. Okay, so I'm going to go in the 3 spot. State of Mind's going in the 10. These fill up quick, so we should have no problem getting it filled in a second.
Carson Wentz with the 8th spot. Nice.
Yeah, people are pretty mad at my Deontay and Swift video. Bus videos are not easy because, you're pissing off somebody. Somebody owns them, so they're not going to want to hear that you don't like a player. Okay, ready? Redraft, PPR, let's roll.
Carson Wentz with the 1. He's about to take himself.
Carson. Who you going with, Carson?
This should be a pretty easy decision. Come on, man. You got this.
Hit the thumbs up if you're in the room. We've got like literally half the thumbs up versus the eyeballs. So Carson really going to time out on his first pick.
Wow.
Carson should be ashamed of yourself. I think he got it in.
You got literally with the second left. Hey. What do you do here, Smitty? You go Kamara?
Yeah, I mean, if it's redraft, I don't hesitate. Kamara is my number 2 overall.
Okay.
I love Kamara. I think, Taysom Hill is going to get a whole offseason to work as the starting quarterback or be prepared. So if it does go that route, if Winston doesn't work out, Taysom Hill will be prepared. A lot of the reason Kamara didn't get a lot of PPR work was because Taysom Hill was not versed in the entire offense. How could he get him the football and designed Alvin Kamara plays that Taysom Hill didn't know how to run? And on top of that, they did run Kamara at the end of the year, 6 TDs, 150, whatever. We know that they're potentially more willing to run Alvin Kamara in 2021 based on the usage in 2020. So I'm very, very confident in Kamara in 2021. I think the pandemic, it was a crazy year. See how high Cam goes though? 1.8. Like people are really, really going all in on him.
Yep, I see that.
Talent's there. I'm not arguing that he's not talented. It's why did he take so long to get going? Like what are the Rams doing? Yeah. Do you trust him?
If I'm going off of the back of Aaron Rodgers playing because
I'd say 80% chance he returns to Green Bay. I'm very, very high on the percentage of him staying. I don't think the Packers would have made a move on draft day and got that now draft capital that they could apply right away. They wouldn't wait until now.
Yeah. So I think once that becomes definitive, I expect the Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams pick to switch, where I would see Adams start to get picked as a top 7 pick. Come on, Balls 24.
Balls, you're gonna time out.
And
almost.
Oh, Chubb sneaked it in. Solid pick. I really like Nick Chubb in the back of the first round. Ooh,
double running back. DK and Travis Kelce's not bad, Doc. What you thinking here? Here are the available players.
Here's Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams combo. I think for the sake of just messing around with this, I'm gonna go 2 receivers and then kind of see how it plays out.
I like it.
So I'll go Stephon Diggs here, and then
I mean you could have the number 1 and number 2 wide receiver. I mean you could.
Yep.
Elliott. What does the therapist do here? Ooh. Aaron Jones, got a couple double running backs, double running backs. I feel like a guy drafting Akers typically drafts a running back in round 2 as well, but we'll see. There's a type, it's not a knock. It's not a knock. It's just a psychological profile thing that there's a type. If you're an Akers type, you typically draft Swift as well. You love Swift. If you love Akers, you know what I mean? Like, think about it. It's like you're the underdog. Right? You push against the grain. People are against Akers. I don't like it. I'm going to draft. Okay. Tyreek and Hopkins. You got a double wide receiver. competition going on here.
Oh,
I would have loved Harris if he fell to me.
yeah. You know what?
Son of a
Looking
bee.
back at it, if I wasn't experimenting the 2 wide receiver set, I have no issue going with Harris with the 2.3.
Yeah. In redraft, he's a slam dunk anywhere in the second round, in my opinion. And then
Rookie running back.
in Dynasty, I
Rookie
like him in
running
the
back.
first round. What?
I think I dropped the stat every year, but a rookie running back has finished as an RB1 7 out of the last 8 years.
See, Gibson goes about right here, man. I don't think I'm as high on him as you think that I am. Like, he goes in the second round.
I don't like him here, man. I like him in the 3rd round. I'm not touching him in the 2nd.
Dobbins. There's my boy Swift.
Smitty, Calvin Ridley could finish as the #1 wide receiver in fantasy football with Julio out.
Absolutely, he could.
So,
you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to make a statement.
hey, I like that too.
Making statements.
Was it a statement? I think that was a pretty solid pick.
Yeah.
True. I don't think you reached at all.
I love him higher than that, but I definitely
All right, Smitty, what is the likelihood of you taking Swift here with the 3rd round?
0%. 0% chance I go DAndre Swift. Don't worry. If anybody is trying to let him slip past, don't worry. He'll slip past.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'll be there at my 410 pick to actually push me to the limit and see what I'm... Man, Carson keeps... Damn, Carson. Did Carson time out on Clyde, or did they get the Clyde pick in in the nick of time? Because I would have gone. I would have gone. I was tempted to go Clyde, Jefferson, Clyde, but I didn't want to take the risk. Look at the three running backs by Carson.
Whew.
All right, who do I go here?
I'm not gonna lie, that's a nasty setup right there with McCaffrey,
Yeah,
Clyde, and Dobbins. Carson Wentz came to play on this mock draft.
I'm not loving the running backs unless somebody's falling that shouldn't, that's not listed properly.
Gotta take Swift.
But I'm gonna go with the
Patty
triple.
Mahomes.
I'm gonna go with the triple stack here. I love it.
Patty Mahomes. Ooh, look at primetime going with the 3 running back core as well there.
Got a couple triple running backs. We got a couple double wide receivers.
Ooh,
DAndre Swift going
Swift.
3. There's Swifty.
Yup. That's a young core right there.
We got a group of running back drafters on our hands here.
Yup.
Here's your wide receiver rival and Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins.
Are me and this guy going to continue to go wide receiver? We'll see.
We'll see. He's got 4 seconds left. Jacobs. That's your boy, Jacobs.
That's my boy in the late 3rd, early 4th round. That's my boy.
You don't think Drake? I think Drake could. I would draft. I'm not saying I'd draft Drake where you're drafting Jacobs because ADP dictates you don't have to. But I would rather wait and draft Drake and not draft Jacobs. I just don't. I think Drake's gonna outscore him.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Cam, AJ Brown, and time is up.
Auto.
Terry McLaurin. Okay, you're on deck.
Auto.
Get ready.
I kind of want a player. I hope he falls to me. And dude, freaking therapist, man.
That's who you wanted.
I was gonna go Michael Thomas. Could you imagine Michael Thomas as your wide receiver 3? Whew.
You would have had an interesting triple stack there.
Yeah, I know. In this case, I'm gonna go Keenan Allen. See what plays out. But if your wide receivers are Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, and Keenan Allen, it's a solid start.
Want to make a trade?
No. You know what? We're going 5 rounds, so I'm going to default to running back over the next 2 picks, and I'm curious to see what the team looks like.
You are the only wide receiver here.
Yeah, I'm going no RB. I mean 0 RB. Julio, come on, balls.
These are kind of ranked a little bit like Dynasty. It's weird.
Yeah. Although Jamar Chase usually goes 10 picks before this in a Dynasty. Smitty, we ran a dynasty recently. My first draft of the year. I went Najee Harris and Cam Akers were my first 2 picks. Then I went Jamar Chase and Pitts with the 3rd and the 4th.
Like it.
And then I went Joe Burrow as well. And I was like, damn, they just gave me everything I wanted.
I like it, bro.
So here, I'm gonna go a little bit safer. I'm gonna go David Montgomery as my first running back. Which,
hey, that's a good running back one, considering you didn't grab one.
Fast. Yeah.
You know, you can't complain. Like if you're gonna try the wide receiver, and you can land D-Mont as your top guy, that's really good.
It's really solid. Yep.
I think some people are thinking this is dynasty. We do so many dynasty drafts that I believe some people are in dynasty mode right now.
So
I was hoping CD was going to fall to me. That would be hard. If this is a real draft, that would be heartbreaking to like be literally that close to CD Lamb as your 4th drafted player. I wouldn't care if I don't have running backs. I go best player available. I don't screw around.
Well, Smitty, to be honest, that's where if you were drafting at the 5th spot or the 6th spot, you could probably still potentially land Alvin Kamara and have a better draft position to get other players you want.
Yeah. Who do you like here at running back?
It's a little thin, to be honest, man. I mean, at this
I like
point,
Hunt a lot here.
Yeah, you can go Hunt. I think Hunt and ETN are the picks for me.
Yeah, I think
you could go wide receiver. I think the best available wide receiver.
I think ETN can be so.
I think Hunt's safe.
I think ETN can be so much better than people are thinking, but we'll see. In PPR, I think he'll be fine. I'm fine with those running backs. Like if I'm going strong quarterback and wide receiver in 2 and 3, I'm expecting my running back to look, you know, a little shakier than some people's, you know, that went running back. Of course, the running back room's going to look different on my team. Woods is interesting because people keep taking him like in the 4th and 5th round, and I get that he has the appeal for it, but it feels like he would be a much better steal in 2021, not knowing which wide receiver is going to be the number 1 there, who's gonna build rapport with Stafford. I feel like grabbing him in the 4th round feels, you know, not a whole lot of room.
Well, there's no upside.
Huh?
There's no upside. There's a limited ceiling and just like a safe floor.
Yeah.
With Robert Woods, and it's just like okay, that's gonna be fine. But
yeah, you want to get him late and then go. I got a guy that's gonna be, you know, this good watch, you know. But you take him in the 4th round, and it feels a little early. Galladay's, I think, a better home run option, but you could argue Woods would be, you know, very similar. Okay, so I have ETN.
Go ahead and take your player, but this is important just for people to understand. Looking at the 2 players that drafted right after you knew that they weren't going to address the running back position.
Yeah.
Just because of the way that their roster filled up. So just as a tip for everybody who drafts is to take a look at the players who are picking around you to see if you could either wait or wait on certain players, because sometimes it works out that way.
Yeah, I think in PPR I'd be really happy with my running back 2 here. You know, I'm starting ETN as my flex.
Remember we were debating whether ETN you should have picked him over Kareem Hunt, and you just happen to have both.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that's a great setup, to be honest. I like it.
You know, I would have been interesting, too, if I went Javonte Williams and ETN, because probably one of those 2 are going to be, you know, that would have been a good running back 2 duo.
I agree. I like Cooper Kupp. You understanding Matthew Stafford's skill set, do you feel that Cooper Kupp is going to be his go-to guy, or do you feel like Robert Woods fits that mold a little bit better?
You know, I don't even know what his preference would be anymore, because we haven't seen Galladay on the field. We haven't seen Stafford truly play to his potential, because he's been...
Think about this analogy. Doesn't Marvin Jones a few years ago remind you of Robert Woods, and then Golden Tate kind of remind you of Cooper Kupp? That's kind of how I look at it.
A little bit, yeah. I almost think who is Higbee going to be the guy, you know, because all Stafford knows is I got a tight end I can throw the football to. So
the tallest player, I'm just going to chuck it to him.
So,
So this really messes up my because I really wanted Gaskin as kind of like that last guy, but so my two running backs, I'm looking at Leonard Fournette, Melvin Gordon, James Robinson, Raheem Mostert. I am not thrilled with this at all. I'm just gonna go Leonard Fournette, but
yeah, that's a pretty tough. Like that turns your
that's
draft.
tough.
That turns your draft into a. This is looking pretty darn good for you. To a. Oh man, I don't know anymore. You know, like that. That's a tough spot. Wide receiver might have been the way to attack that spot.
Yep. So for those that are curious about going 3 straight receivers, you see the outcome on the roster I just picked.
Okay, so understanding that we would have gone the full distance in the draft, some people might not have a quarterback, so you can kind of like say insert a Aaron Rodgers or insert or whatever.
Right.
Rank this team if you had to, like say in the top 5 or borderline or well outside the top 5.
I think. Oh, shoot, that's tough. I mean, if you look at it, you have the quarterback one, you have potentially the running back one, and then you have a locked-in top 5 receiver. I think that in itself puts this roster in the top 3 just based off of those picks.
Top 3, I like it. I would agree. I don't always love my draft. I can come out of a draft, pretty unbiasedly and say I don't like this draft. I don't like this team. And a part of what I do with mock drafts, I don't draft necessarily who I want. Sometimes I will take players that I've never taken before. Like an example, I would draft Swift to test my own thinking. Like when I'm on the clock, if I take him, am I maybe being too hard on him? Let's try it. And then I'm like, no, I hate drafting Swift. So I'll actually, do something kind of off the rails to see, but I do like that. I think that would be top 3. So this team would have an A-Rod or quarterback potentially in the Brady range. So Brady, McCaffrey, Galladay, Hawkinson, Clyde, JK. I would say this team, I might have to go back and say we don't have enough room for top 5 spots after we get through all these, but I would say top 5 for this team because Clyde, I would say borderline top 6 because I think McCaffrey, Clyde, and JK could really carry this team. So it kind of all revolves on if Hawkinson can still do well with a new quarterback. He was groomed to become who he became under the guidance of Stafford. This is a totally different situation. I think Hawkinson could disappoint this year, and that's coming from the guy who had him ranked really high last year. And Galladay, we don't know what to expect. He was a top on his way to top 6 to 10 wide receiver numbers, and now we don't know what to expect, right? So everything revolves around that. But what do you think? Top 6 borderline?
Well, the way we have it statted out with the potential of both Clyde and JK finishing as top 12 running backs, if this roster has 3 top 12 running backs, this is going to finish in the top 5 without a doubt.
Yeah. If you land on Galladay in the top 5, not just borderline, you're in the top 5.
Yeah. If Galladay ends up finishing as anywhere from 13 to 17, It's solid.
Yep. Cook.
And
I suppose I should have set the roster to have has 1 running back, wide receiver. So imagine we are starting 2 running backs, but Cook, Woods, Kittle, Mixon, DJ Moore.
I like it, man.
Yeah, it's one of those
this is injury central.
It's an understated team that you don't want to say is top 5 because you're not blown away by the flashiness of Woods or DJ Moore, but DJ Moore could have a really big year. Maybe he's risky, but Mixon's a little risky. Kittle's risky. Woods is risky. Cook's risky. This is I would say borderline top 6, but a lot of potential. So I'm not trying to say I don't like it.
Yeah. Potential is definitely
Josh Allen, Barkley, Ridley, Waller, Javonte Williams. That's
I like this.
That's a team.
Yeah, that's definitely in the top 5 without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, similar running back situation as me. Big baller at the top of the draft, and then you only have the 1 running back though, but you still had some guys on the board you could have potentially added another. You got a top 3 quarterback, you got a top 3 to 4 running back, you got a top 3 wide receiver, you got a top 3 tight end. How do you not? If Williams landed, this would be a top 4 team.
Good job.
So top 5.
Yep.
Henry, Godwin, Gibson, Sanders, Thielen. Another understated Like I won't call this team top 3, but like I certainly would not bet against it either. Like it's got a lot of upside.
This team appears to me like one that would be right outside the playoff contention.
Yeah, if like
I don't feel that there's a guy that could pop off. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's pretty safe, but I don't.
Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people think Henry will pop off, but
I mean, Henry will be fine, but he'll finish anywhere from 5 to 8.
Godwin worries me.
Yeah.
Godwin worries me a lot.
Yeah. And Thielen, obviously coming off more of the backside of his prime, unfortunately. So
I don't know why Godwin worries. Like Godwin did okay last year, but he's always hurt, and the pecking order in Tampa is weird. And I think they can rotate. They bring back Antonio Brown. I'm just not sure that I have faith in him being a wide receiver 1. Thielen, I'm iffy on. Like I like him in some places. Sanders I already have my questions about. So Gibson and Henry, those are good running backs. But yeah, I mean, like a couple things could go wrong and the team could I think fall off. But it's got potential. Like I wouldn't bet against that team. I just don't know that I would bet, on it. Taylor, Lamb, Harris, Swift, Ayuk. I like this team a lot. I love CeeDee Lamb. I love Jonathan Taylor. I love Najee Harris. Swift as your 4th drafted player is not horrible.
Yeah. See, this is a great situation with the Swift pick, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but you know
not
what?
Reliant on it at all.
You know why this team ended up working out the way it did is because I think Lamb was deserving of the Swift pick, and Swift was deserving in the so then ended up being kind of like the Cardinals drafted Rondell Moore in the 2nd round and drafted Collins in the 1st round. Like you could flip them and I would have been fine with the draft. But when they drafted Collins, I was like, what the hell's going on here? Yeah, this could be a top 6 team easily. Kyler, Jacobs, Hill, Hopkins, Chase. Wow. I don't know if he thought this was dynasty because we lost Rob. I don't know if he thought this was dynasty because he took Chase really high. I believe it was like where was it at? 4th round. I think he could earn that, but that seems like a dynasty selection to me, but I'm not positive. So that kind of made this thing go in a different direction.
It's me. Sorry.
Hey, no problem.
Got booted.
I kind of feel like he thought this was maybe a dynasty draft because he took Chase at 4.6.
Yeah, it's a little early.
So like he missed out on like let's see here, a CeeDee Lamb, Godwin, Hunt, Golladay, Josh Allen. He already had got Kyler, but it's still a solid team. I just don't know.
Jacobs.
Yeah, Jacobs is your running back 1 and no other running back. Like that seems like a worry to me.
Yeah, even if he started to address the running back position and the picks moving forward, there's nothing there that's going to be safe.
Noah, what team was yours? This one right here?
Cam Akers.
That's got to be yours. Yeah, that's your team. So, yeah, no, I'm not sure if you thought this was dynasty or not. But yeah. I think if you would have taken another player instead of Chase in the 4th round in a redraft, you would have had a better shot. I'm just not a big fan of Jacobs, but I love Kyler.
He's got a 3-headed monster, however.
Yeah, Kyler Hill, Hopkins. You're in the top. You're right around borderline, 6, but like I just Jacobs would have to land for you. Cam, AJ Brown, Pitts, McLaurin, Gaskin. Not feeling this team. 2 really good players in Cam and AJ Brown, but McLaurin's a tough. I think he got auto picked on McLaurin though. McLaurin's a tough 3rd pick when you're, your next guy up is Gaskin. I just feel like it would make sense if like he took McLaurin and then somebody amazing fell like Lamb to the 4th round like it did for that other team. That'd be a whole different ball game. But I'm feeling like this team's missing like a big gun or something, like a bad trade happened or a guy got hurt.
I think this is general advice, but if you miss out on the Kelsey, Waller, Kittle, you may as well just wait until the 7th or 8th round to pick a tight end because there's a significant drop off from those 3 to the next.
Lamar, Elliott, Mike Thomas, Aaron Jones, Cooper. This is a very solid squad.
This is like 2019. This is like the team.
Yeah, the team. It's like a bunch of old timers. You know, a couple of them still kicking it. I like it. It's top 6 to me. I think, you know, if Elliott rebounds fully and Mike Thomas rebounds fully and Aaron Jones stays healthy, like this would be a contender for sure. But it's
solid team.
Got a little risk, but it's contender for sure. All right.
Yeah.
What's this heap of garbage? I'm just kidding.
That was my experiment.
Fournette is, that's bad. But Adams, Diggs, Keenan Allen, Monty. If you figured out that running back too, like let's say you took Sermon later, you took a guy like that, and he turned into a top 10 running back. Like that's how you would save this team and become a top 5 team. You know,
I would need to have something hit in the later rounds for it to make sense.
But you could
go with it. Yeah, you could. But yeah, if you're in the situation, you're probably going running back for the next 2 picks.
Yeah, I think you should have did wide receiver, running back instead of triple wide.
Agreed.
Carson and James Robinson. I'm not liking that running back crew at all, Doc. But I love your DK and Kelsey stack. But Julio,
man,
I don't think Julio. Everyone gets mad, but I don't think Julio's going to be.
Yeah.
I would say fringe top 7 team. I would say you're on the other side of the half of the top half of the league. But you know, if Robinson ended up being like if James Robinson wasn't facing ETN for competition, this would be an entirely different looking team. You know, like it definitely Robinson could be an X factor here for you. And 24, icy balls, Chubb and Eckler and Mike Davis, pretty solid running backs there. And then you got A-Rob and Mike Evans. It's kind of like one of those teams where like it definitely is a threat. And if all things go well, Mike Davis ends up being as good as we think he could be for 1 year, or I think he could be for 1 year if Chubb stays healthy. If A-Rob responds to Fields and gets the football properly and doesn't get his whole world flipped upside down, and Eckler can stay healthy, like a lot of things, Evans, Eckler, a lot of things got to happen for you. This team would worry me injury and situationally. Like all these situations could have question marks. You know, like Allen Robinson. Got to build rapport. We don't know what's going to happen. Eckler, will he stay healthy? Evans, I mean, he's been doing it, but will he stay healthy? And Mike Davis, is the old man able to do it? Prove people wrong at 28 years old.
Yep, which is crazy because the running back shelf life is just like 3 years nowadays. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Let's do one more mock draft like you said together.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and we'll pick what draft. We're gonna do all the slots, but what draft slot should we just grab? Let's try the wide receiver from the middle of the draft. I think that could work.
Beautiful. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just run it.
Okay.
All right. So far, pretty vanilla. There's like. But we're gonna play out the wide receiver, right, Smitty?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think Tyreek Hill.
Let me go ahead and make this timer longer. We won't use it, but we'll go to 60 seconds. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What? Tyreek Hill. You know what?
I mean, what receivers would you prefer over Tyreek?
Well, no. I mean, I would consider Adams here. Let's go Hill.
Adams got taken before.
Oh, I didn't see that. 4. Wow.
Yeah. Travis Kelce's finally starting to creep up into the first round. Which is
it would be hard for me to, just so you guys know, it would have been hard for me to pass on Jonathan Taylor at 6 if it was, if I was really on the clock. But we're going to try the wide receiver. We're going to force it.
Yep.
Ridley is my pick here, I think.
No doubt about it.
I like Jefferson too, though. But let's try Ridley because it's a little more.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if he's going to be the primary target recipient, he averaged 7 in 100 in games where Julio did not play. So here's the running backs. Here we go. What do we got, Smitty?
Running backs are.
Boom. All right.
Gibson. Whew. I'm gonna cue them so you can see him lit up on the right there. Gibson.
Yeah.
Clyde. I like Clyde a little bit here.
Yep.
I like Gibson here. I think we'll
probably Clyde.
Clyde.
For me, it's Clyde. You like Gibson, however. So if you want to just pull the trigger on Gibson and see if Clyde comes back, okay, cool.
Let's go, Clyde. Let's do what we both want here.
Okay.
I think Gibson was a steal, but like we're just gonna try and agree on this, guys.
Will Gibson fall back to us? Uh-oh.
No. That almost feels wrong, the mock draft, but I mean,
it could happen. I'm telling you, man.
Dude, we crushed that draft.
Yeah.
Mic drop, marker drop. Like, come on.
Whoever was mock drafting these bots, it worked out. Okay.
Let's look at quarterbacks. Nope. Tight ends.
Nope.
Whoa, Gesicki's the top tight end.
Good lord.
Godwin, Galladay.
Ooh.
Lamb.
Hey, I kind of like this. Is Lamb there?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take Lamb. Beautiful. Yeah, but if this was real, if we started our 3 receivers were Tyreek, Calvin Ridley, and Lamb.
I feel like this is irresponsible content. There's no way we're landing Clyde, Tyreek, Calvin Ridley, Antonio Gibson, and CeeDee Lamb. Like, enter us into the next championship, fantasy championship world tournament on this team with this team. This is insane.
This looks like a 10-teamer for sure.
You know what's funny is if we would have gone best player available in this, like if I would have been like, oh, let's take Jonathan Taylor. It might not have fallen at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy,
well,
man.
That worked out perfectly.
Yeah, that's insane. Let's go through it slowly. This last one, I don't know if you got to go.
I got 5 minutes, man. So
okay,
we could run through.
Let's go through this one.
Which spot?
We're just gonna go through all of it. So,
okay,
McCaffrey.
Yep.
Oh, damn it.
Let's just run through it again at a draft spot. Let's go RB. Let's just test our theory in reverse.
Okay.
Same draft spot, but now we're gonna go RB, and let's see what team ends up being better.
or do we go okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Or do we go best player available? We try that one right after because it'll go quick. Why is Cook going 1? What are you doing? Are you influencing the mock draft data?
I just influenced it, man. Oh, okay. Barkley at 5? Beautiful.
I can't believe that team.
Yeah, that worked out. That'd be an awesome team. Travis Kelce consistently going at the end of the first now.
Okay, so right, AJ Brown's there, Dobbins, Akers, Swift, Kittle.
Yeah, we're going running back. However,
Najee.
See here, Cam Akers is a no-brainer to me just because of where we are in the draft.
I like Najee
at
more.
At this point, are you not getting Cam Akers?
I like Najee more. I know that's going to upset a lot of people. But it's not that, like, think about it. It's not that crazy. Like, the volume.
Smitty, I feel like Najee could fall to us back.
Yeah, but
get Akers.
I don't think he'd realistically fall. So, like, even if he does, I'm not going to be super excited that the mock draft software screwed it up. But
he's going to fall.
No.
Just missed him.
And Jefferson almost fell, too.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Okay, so wide receivers, you got Mike Thomas.
Well, for me, it's Mike Thomas here. It just makes sense.
And Lamb, look how far Lamb is. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham Jr. above Lamb. Like, how can you mock draft on this thing? It's not updated.
Let's pull Michael Thomas. Yeah. Okay, if we can get Lamb on the way back, that'd be awesome.
We will, because he's ranked like 80th. Which again, I don't think is gonna. It can happen. It can happen, and it's because of this. This is helping us keep it. So actually, I'm okay with it. Never mind. Don't update it. Don't update the rankings, people.
Yeah, let's keep drafting on the software.
I mean, that team would crush it. That team would crush it.
Yeah. So was Keenan Allen available as well?
You know what I think? I think the dynasty settings are a lot better.
Yeah.
So let's do this last one before you go.
Okay.
I think we're going to see the rankings a whole lot better in dynasty. And let's take that 6th spot. Let's go best player available. Let's try and actually crush the draft. We should really see a difference here. Okay, Barkley.
It's Barkley.
You know, but it is dynasty. Like I would consider, like honestly, I would even consider Jefferson in the first round if it's dynasty because it's a whole different ball game. But we'll go Barkley here.
Yeah. No, so are we playing this as if it's redraft, just using the dynasty
No,
format?
no, let's do dynasty
Okay.
because it's gonna
You're right. Jefferson an argument could definitely be made there.
Ridley, I like that. I don't care if he's a little Najee.
Ridley's 27 years old. I think there's 3 solid years of production there.
See how Lamb's ranked higher here?
Interesting.
Lamb's
I see it.
Yeah, it'd be a lot. This is more realistic. But do you think Harris?
Yeah, I think he's a great pick here because I think you're going to get some solid receiver value on the way back. So
Ridley went at 3.1, man. Gibson's still there. Holy shit. Waller, he's older. He's older than Kelsey, though. People always. What do you think about, like, when you get to this point in a dynasty? Are you thinking Jamar Chase? Like, some people might think it's a little early, but I like Gibson here. It'd be really hard to pass on Gibson, but I do love Jamar Chase. Oh, he's gone. I'm by myself. Chat, help me. Help me, chat. Oh, here he comes.
Sorry, I realize if I get a call, it boots me.
We still got 23 seconds. Gibson, Jamar Chase.
Is this pick 3?
Yeah, it's their third pick.
Okay, yeah, I think we got to go receiver here. So,
Keenan Allen, Jamar
Chase.
I mean, some might think that's early, but I really don't think it is.
If this is truly a dynasty, then I think it's a great value. Yeah, I think it's a really good team so
far. ETN is available.
I'm still gonna go receiver here, just based on because
kind of like Jerry Jeudy, to be honest. Devontae Smith.
Oh, in that dynasty I was talking about, I got Jeudy as well.
What do you think about going Devontae, Najee, and Jamar Chase?
I mean, it's not crazy just because we're playing the long game, right? So, what are the best available receivers at this point?
In my opinion, Devontae, but Evans, DJ Moore, Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Jeudy.
I don't. It's too soon for Jeudy, just based off his situation.
I mean, we probably would get Devontae on the next round, but I don't really want to show people that because they won't get him in the normal draft. But
right.
What do you think?
For me, I think Allen Robinson or Moore is safe. But hey, Rob.
I will get Devontae here, so we'll pick him. But he probably would not fall in a real draft. So I'm gonna punch it. That would be a phenomenal team. Can you imagine having Chase and Devontae with Harris and Barkley? I mean, that would be a elite team.
That is a beast dynasty start. That is.
Yeah, I would be okay with that. I would go to war.
Almost better than the other one we were drafting.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with me for over an hour and a half this time, almost.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
We'll do
clear
it again.
calendar, so.
Go follow. Let me put your IG handle up so people can go follow you on Instagram. Manes, how many thousands of followers you have now?
40. We're getting 46, close to 46,000.
The Fantasy Football State of Mind. Go follow the man at Fantasy Football State of Mind on IG right here. And appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Smitty. Talk to you later, man.
All right, later.
Bye.
Go follow the man. Rob's a good guy. All right, let's do a couple more of these. I'm going to go from each draft slot and just tell you what I would do. So let's take the 12 spot. We haven't done that yet. We're going to do Dynasty from here on out. What was a crap pick? Beans. What pick was a crap pick? Devontae Smith in a Dynasty? I don't think so, bro. Okay, so if this is a Dynasty draft, I'm at the 12 spot. I'm on the clock. These are the players available. I'm feeling really good about A.J. Brown. I'm feeling really good about wide receiver. Looking at the running backs at this stage in the game, in a dynasty, I like Harris a lot. I probably would try and go, let's go A.J. Brown and Najee Harris from this 12 and 13 back-to-back.
Wow!
I think this would be a phenomenal start to a dynasty draft from the 12 spot. What are you talking about, Beans? You're not being clear as to what was crap. What pick? I've made a bunch of picks. Harris, okay. And Devontae Smith would be like a steal in the 5th round, bro. So I'm not sure what you mean. Harris is Clyde Edwards-Helaire 2.0, a rookie bust who ruins your season. Well, that's one man's opinion. There are probably more people that disagree with you than agree with you, so you're pretty absolute in that position, my man. So trust your gut, but I can tell you right now, there are a lot of people that disagree with you. Harris is a stud in the making, in my opinion, and we're all entitled to our opinions. That's why I have a channel, Beans. I would be, well, we're going to time out here. We'll pause it because I'm going at it with Beans real quick. But Beans, you're more than welcome to create a YouTube channel and toss out this 100% advice that you got to throw out there, where you know for a fact that Najee Harris is going to lay an egg, because apparently the rest of the world doesn't share that view. And if you've got insider information, bro, oh, you're talking about. Is he talking about, what's he talking about? He's talking about Harris, right? He is talking about Harris. Nicholas says Harris is guaranteed volume. That's what they said about Clyde. Well, that's an opinion, bro. Beans, you're welcome to create your own little environment and shovel that out, bro. But I don't know how that's a terrible pick when more than half of the world will disagree with you. On the clock with Harris and A.J. Brown, which is a fantastic start, I might add, which is one of the better starts you could have, I might add. I'm going to go ahead and say that at this point, we'll look at wide receivers, we'll break it down. I like, man, Devontae Smith still there. Jamar Chase went. I think Devontae Smith would be one of my picks. Pitts is there. Oh, this is dynasty. You know what? Let's build a powerhouse. Manually select player. Kyle Pitts. Let's build a powerhouse dynasty team that, yeah, may not win in year one. Let's just make sure there's not any other players that we want to for sure lock down. Running back, ETN, David Montgomery. Those are decent running backs, but I love the option. Is Lamb available? Lamb can't be there. No, he went in the second. You can never know with this ADP rank is so jacked up. We're gonna go Devontae. This team is fire. Najee Harris, A.J. Brown, Kyle Pitts, and Devontae Smith. I would lose my mind if I had that team. I'd lose my mind. I wouldn't take Harris over any other start. That's Beans. You're digging a hole, bro. Beans wouldn't take. What are you saying? I wouldn't take Harris over any other starter, bro. You're by yourself on an island on this one. Like, I respect your opinion, Beans, but the problem is you're not coming at it like you respect anybody else's. You're like, I know for a fact Harris is garbage. And Beans is saying that Kyle Pitts is gonna bust too. So Kyle Pitts is gonna bust, and Harris is gonna bust according to Beans. Beans, you're on an island by yourself, bro. It's not like you're saying this is my opinion. and you're comparing O.J. Howard and Kyle Pitts. Beans, you're by yourself, bro. Hold on. Beans, you're making me almost miss my pick.
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
Okay.
Take a lap.
Players. Poor Beans. Poor Beans. Okay, Allen, Evans, Judy's available. I wouldn't mind going running back. ETN's still there. Javonte Williams is still there. David Montgomery's still there. This would be a tough place to pass on a running back. We need a running back. ETN. We're going all rookie in this draft. I don't care, though. I'd be fine with this. I know this looks like rookie fever, but the rookies are falling to a ridiculous value. I'm pretty sure it would have to be ETN here. This would be a fun team. Like if I'm rebuilding a dynasty team, I would love to have this squad. This squad would make me excited. This squad would make me freaking ETN and Ayuk here easy. Yeah, I'd have another pick. So, who would I have had? Either Monty, Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, Keenan Allen, Evans, Higgins, Golladay, Ayuk. Ayuk would have been good there. I probably, Judy, I would have considered Judy. I would have considered quarterback here. I would have considered potentially going, I don't know, there's so many good options here. But that's a good team. What did Yoda say? Smitty do another mock draft with bots with at least 9 to 10 rounds. Okay, we'll do one more. We'll do one more, broski. Just for you. Just for you, pal. We'll go. Let's make the lineup look proper. That might have actually not saved. Didn't save. Okay, so we'll go 2 running backs. We'll go 2 wide receivers. We'll just leave it at that. Okay, so we'll go 7 rounds. We'll go 8 rounds. And we'll pick the 2 spot. We can't do redraft because the ADP rankings are jacked up on redraft. And if we pick dynasty, then we're going off dynasty rankings. And those are more accurate, but they're dynasty built. So we're going to have a problem doing a redraft mock, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and... Did we go JT here? Who do you guys want right here? Who do you guys want? JT, Kamara, or Cook in a dynasty PPR? I'm going to pause the draft, and I'm going to wait for the consensus here. I would love to know what you guys think. Man, that team was fire. I love Pitts, Harris, Devontae Smith, ETN, or even better if you can get Harris, Chase, Devontae Smith, and Pitts on the same team. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I'm going to get Swift. You better not, Ricky. You better not, Ricky. I've got the button waiting for you.
Take a lap.
Saquon, 1 vote for Saquon. Zeke, Mixon, 1.8 rookie pick. What, Zeke or Mixon in the 1.8? I probably go Zeke, bro. Honestly, Cook, because I'm basic, says Double X. JT, Cook, Barkley, or Taylor. Saquon, we got a couple. I think we're probably a little bit, everybody's leaning a little bit Saquon here, but JT's in the mix. D2 says JT. D2 says JT. Hey, I'm on my show. Are you okay? Oh, sorry, I forgot. Okay, bye. All right. Barkley or Taylor? Let's go JT. I think we got enough JT votes to make this the pick. So we'll go JT. Resume draft. Cook. This is Dynasty. We're not doing redraft. We can't do redraft. It won't let us do redraft because the rankings are so off. So this is Dynasty. So we went JT. The vote, the consensus was tied between JT and Barkley. So we went JT. Now we're on the clock. Best wide receivers, Ridley, Hopkins, Lamb, Thomas. I like Ridley here a lot. I like Lamb here, but I want Lamb later. If we can let Lamb fall one, maybe we can get him with our third pick. Mixon, Gibson, Eckler, Clyde. Tight ends, we have Waller and Pitts available. Quarterbacks, we're not going to go quarterback here. I'm tempted to go Gibson or Ridley. Probably going to go Ridley. And then we got Lamb here. So we got Hopkins, Lamb, Thomas. I'm feeling Gibson or Lamb here. Let's go Lamb. Let's try wide receiver from this draft slot and see what running backs fall. Jefferson went 1.10, man. Of course I would have taken Jefferson. Clyde went 2.12. I would have taken him in the third draft slot if he had fallen. But I like the Lamb pick. I think Lamb's fantastic. We got Ridley and Lamb. Now we're on the clock. We're going to look at wide receiver real quick, but we're probably going running back. We got Judy. We got, this is Dynasty. Devontae Smith still there. But we know he's so far down, we're going to get him with the next pick. So this is ridiculous, but I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of it. We need a running back. This is Dynasty. I'm going to probably say ETN or Javonte Williams here. Quarterbacks available. I like Herbert, but this is too early. Tight ends, Pitts is gone. I don't like these tight ends. I'm not a fan of Hawkinson with Jared Goff throwing him the football. So I'm probably going to say ETN here. And then it went Javonte Williams, Dak Prescott. I'm going to go with Devontae Smith. He's my go-to if people are going to disrespect him to this degree in a draft. Very, very easy call for me. Ridley, CeeDee Lamb, and Devontae Smith. Absolute insane. Insane. I like Javonte Williams and Travis Etienne a lot, bro. Who is available to us at this pick? That would be crazy if Judy was here. He's not. He's not. Waddle's there. Not the biggest Waddle fan, but here I don't mind him at all. Okay, so we're going to go to running backs. Michael Carter. Michael Carter is pretty darn good. There's Sermon. I like Sermon a lot. Tight end. I probably would wait on Tunyon, who's probably so far down here. Where the hell's Tunyon? Quarterback. What do we do at quarterback? Man, this is getting tough. I think Michael Carter's the pick here. Tyler Lockett, then it went Waddle. So we got Taylor, Travis Etienne, Michael Carter, 2 rookie running backs. We've got an awesome wide receiver crew. Wide receivers available. Bateman's there. I'm not feeling the wide receivers. Not liking the tight end position. Fant's okay, but I'm not going to go Fant. I love Sermon. What do you guys think? I'm going to pause this here. We're going to vote on this one. Do you like Sermon here? Do you like... Kind of feel like quarterback wouldn't be a bad option here because I'm not blown away. I'm not blown away by... Yeah, wipe thy feet, Mike says. How many thumbs up do we have? 41. We got 47 people in here. We need 6 more. See what I mean? There's a whole other side way down the road beneath the 5th round, Master Yoda says. Master Yoda, you're right. It is good to go through this. So we need to know, are we going Aaron Rodgers because we want a quarterback bad because we can win now and for the future? Do we go with Zach Wilson? I kind of like Zach Wilson, but we can get him later because he's really far down. So we can get him maybe at the next turn. Trey Lance will probably be gone. He's a good option here. You could always get Jimmy G too for the first few weeks. I love Sermon here, but you could maybe get him next round. Let's see. Depends. Sermon is, nope, we won't. He's the 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4th ranked running back on the board. We will not get Sermon at the next pick. Lance is a good pick here. We do need a quarterback, but, you know, like Brady's still there. This is Dynasty. I wouldn't mind going like Wilson and Brady back-to-back picks next round. What if we go Sermon here? What do you guys think? I want to know what you say in the comments. I got to wait. There's a little bit of a delay. What if we go Sermon here, and then the next round we try and get Wilson. Lance will be gone. We try and get Wilson and Brady back-to-back. We can throw Brady in year 1, and we can have Wilson for the future. This would be crazy. I don't know if I agree with these rankings. It feels a little like taking candy from a baby at this point. But we're mock drafting. We're doing it live. We're picking the best players that we can at every turn because that's what we do. Who's with me? Who's with me? Trey Sermon? Trey Sermon? I'm feeling Sermon. I got 1 vote for Sermon. I got 1 vote for Lance. I got 1 vote for Sermon. Sermon and Lance. We can't. We only got 1 pick. We got Michael Carter already. Sermon and Lance. We won't get both. We won't get both. I'm not a big Landry guy, bro. Okay, I'm taking Sermon. Or Hurts. I don't mind Hurts there. It's not a bad pick. We're going to go Sermon. Resume draft. Let's see what quarterbacks go. A-Rod. No quarterbacks going. We're going to get... Oh, could we get Trey Lance? Lance. 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 Trey Lance! You know what? What if we go Trey Lance and Wilson? You know? Screw Brady. We'll go... it's early, but it's Dynasty. I don't care. I know Watson's still there. We could go Trey Lance and we could get Zach Wilson. We could go Trey Lance and we could still get Brady. So the reason D2W, the reason, Stu, I'm taking Lance here is because I know that Brady was so far down. We would have still got him, but it's more important, I think, to get the Dynasty value in Trey before we get to the point where Brady's even being taken. So I like this team. This team's pretty fire. Trey Lance, eventually, we would have Brady or Wilson or whoever we want as QB2 that could play QB1. But I would probably take Wilson. I'd probably put my balls on the line and grab Wilson next and have Lance and Wilson. And I think I'd be okay. I think I'd be okay. Hurts would be good too, but Lance, Taylor, ETN, Calvin Ridley, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Smith, Michael Carter, Trey Sermon. I'd be pretty excited about that team. One more, and then we're gonna go. One more. Let's see. Let's draft. Let's draft in the 12 spot. Double points hurts to Devontae. Yeah, doesn't really count as double points, but it feels like it, right? Hit the thumbs up on the way in the door. Let's at least get the 47 eyeballs to match the 44 thumbs up, please. Justin Jefferson, you break my heart. I like Diggs more than the average bear in a dynasty draft. I don't agree with this whole Diggs is, older, or, he's 27. Like, he's got at least till 30, his 32 age season. That's still a long time. But push comes to shove. We're going to have a similar team as we had before. So if we go A.J. Brown here, and then we go with Najee Harris. I go Najee over Akers and Dynasty. I'm sorry. I know that offends some of you. Stu says, agree with Trey. Pick since QB's left. Yes, sir. Man, Clyde's gone. Lamb's gone. No. No. Chase is gone. No. I want Chase on one of these teams. Okay. Running backs have gotten thin. Son of a B. But we have one, so I'm not going to force it. Let's see who's available. Man, things got bad. Things got bad, people. We got Waller. We got Pitts. Oh, God. This got real. I mean, shit got bad. We could go... What do we do here? Let's vote on it. What do we do here? Running backs. ETN, Jacobs, Monty, Javonte Williams, Hunt, Carson, Carter. Wide receivers, DJ Moore, Godwin, Keenan Allen, A-Rob, Cooper, Evans, Higgins, Galladay, Ayuk. Devontae's there, but he's far down. We're not going to go Devontae yet. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Waller? He's older, but we got Pitts there. You go Waller over Pitts? 28 years old. Probably has a good 3 years, 4 years maybe. Cop, Herbster, and ETN. Which QBs are available? Here we go. Prescott, Lamar, Russell Wilson, Herbert. I love Herbert, but I don't know that I want to take him here. I'd rather go like Hurts later. Waller's older, but I agree he's really good value here. I traded Dak for Barkley. We don't have time, Mike. Okay, we have time for you, Mike. I traded Dak for Barkley and Pitts in a 10-team. We're in the middle of a draft, Mike. Ended up with CEH, Gordon, Lamb, Judy, Waller, Pitts, and Devontae. I like that. I like that, bro. Are we going Pitts or are we going Waller here? Are we going with I don't even know. This is the worst possible position. The 12 pick blows goats from a dynasty perspective. I hate the 12 pick. What are we going with? I'm waiting. What do you guys think? Who we drafting? Yoda, who we drafting? ETN? Waller? Pitts? What are we doing? We got 2 picks here. Who are we taking? Waller over Pitts for now? What if we take... We're not taking both, but son of a B. Monty? Dynasty Monty. So we'd have Monty and Waller. What else do you guys think? Waller, Honest Ape says Waller. We got enough Waller votes. We'll go Waller. You guys want Waller? We'll take Waller. Oh, now the Pitts votes come in. Way to be behind the ball, Tyler and Kenny. Now you're going to bring the Pitts votes in when you already voted on Waller? Damn it, Kenny. We need everything. I don't like this draft at all. ETN, Monty. I guess we'll go. You guys are voting Monty. We'll go Monty. I don't like this team at all. Pitts. Look at Pitts. I didn't want Pitts to go. I wanted Pitts. Where were you? During the vote when it counted. Tyler. In fairness, we have a little bit of a delay, so. Okay. Hunt. Michael Carter. Man, this is rough. Galladay's there. It's not horrible. Quarterback. We've got Herb's gone. Herb's got taken. We could use a wide receiver. I'll probably draft Galladay here. And I'll probably draft either Michael Carter or Devontae Smith went, didn't he? Yep, he already went. Son of a bitch! Here's our team. A.J. Brown, Najee Harris, Darren Waller, David Montgomery, Kenny Galladay. We're on the clock. I wanted Devontae Smith. Upsets me that he's gone. We've got 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a tight end, so we really need to go best player available here. I feel like Michael Carter is probably the best player available. I'm going to go with Michael Carter. I think Najee Harris, David Montgomery, Michael Carter is pretty darn good. A.J. Brown and Galladay are good, but I don't like this team at all. I'm not a fan of this team. I hate the 12 pick. I want nothing to do with the 12 pick in a dynasty startup. It feels like garbage. It's also how everything fell. Let's look at quarterbacks. Watson is hard to overlook. I agree. But Trey Lance. And then, so again, we're drafting Trey Lance with the assumption that we're going to take a Brady or somebody for year 1, but it's ridiculous value to pass up on Trey Lance here. Zach Wilson too, and Zach might fall to the next pick. Wide receiver, I'm not loving a lot of these wide receivers at all. We do need a tight end. You know what's interesting if you're drafting in Dynasty on Sleeper? Take a look at who the top tight end available is on the wide receiver rankings here. In the wide receivers, here's Robert Tonyan, Bobby Boy Tonyan, ranking in as wide receiver 100 is it overall? Overall number 112. He's the 112th wide receiver. He's a tight end. So Tunyan's being ranked as because he's multi-position. He's a tight look. If you look right here, tight end and wide receiver. But if you go to tight ends, who's missing? Bobby Boy Tonyan is not showing up on the tight end list. It's a glitch. It's a hack. You can steal away Bobby Boy Tonyan. The key is you have to make sure you draft him before he climbs too high on the wide receivers. But Bob Tonyan is ranked really low on the wide receiver rankings, so no one sees that he's available. Everybody goes to the tight end spot. They can't find him. The only time they're alerted to this is when Bob Tonyan climbs too high on the leftover wide receiver rankings, so you have to pick him before like 1.5 scrolls on the wide receivers. So you go to the wide receivers. Bobby Tonyan is down here, a little bit past a little flick of the finger. There's Bobby Boy Tonyan. If you look at Robert Tonyan here, where is he? Where's Tonyan? Where's the Tonyanator? So just a little hack for you. Just a little itty bitty hack. What do we do here? Boyd, no. I'm going to look to running back. I mean, Drake's an option. I don't love it. Pollard I like a little bit. Gainwell. Probably could go. I mean, we could go Deshaun Watson. Be interesting. What do you guys say here? Someone said Claypool. Kenny doesn't like Waller or Galladay. Well, you voted on it, Kenny, as a group. So you should have showed up, brother. I don't know. We'll leave it at this. But this team, we're out of time. Trey Lance, Najee Harris, David Montgomery, A.J. Brown. I don't like this team at all. I don't like it at all. Not Smitty approved. But I think every other mock draft team we did today was pretty fire. So we hit it out of the park on every single one except for the last one. 12 spot, lesson of the day, 12 spot is pretty hard. I appreciate everybody for joining me for today's show. We are live every Tuesday and Thursday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. 2 hours every single Tuesday and Thursday here on the channel, smitty1.com if you ever get lost, or thefantasyfootballshow.com. And if you want to text me, you can text me at heysmitty.com. On-demand texting. So you and I can work on your trade offers. You and I can work on your league and get you to the promised land. Just go to heysmitty.com and order my text service today. I appreciate all of you. Take it easy.